And we're back to the Real AF TV podcast, the show about fishing random takes from the land of 10,000 lakes. We are in part 2, the random take. If you are listening to this on the Friday of our off week, thank you. Hopefully, like and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I don't know how the hell else you found this. That's where we put the splits, because that's what we're doing. We drop the podcast every other week on Monday. On our off week, we split it up. Wednesdays, fishing. Friday, random take. So I hope you're just in this thing for the long haul and you just listen to us talk about fall fishing for paying fishing.
For paying fishing.
We're going to talk about cars now. So I'm not a big car guy, but I had my car moment. I have since found the car a tool, a transportation vessel.
I as well. That's why I have a pickup truck now.
Yeah, because it's practical for what you do, which is fishing.
Yes, here on the Real AF TV podcast, we have vehicles that are practical AF because I'm not rich. I would have so many cool cars if I was rich.
I know, dude. Me too. Still, that little car person inside of me is still alive and well. And in fact, and Netflix does not have new episodes out. I'm pretty sure the show got canceled, but it's called Fastest Car. And me and my cousin Jeremy, we sat down and we binge watched the whole thing. He brought over a 12-pack of Coors. I already had mine in the fridge, and we watched this show, Fastest Cars, the whole series, while the girls were at the baby shower.
Nice, dude.
It was so awesome, man. And it just is proof that I still have that little car person inside of me, that person who just like loves shit. And actually, this is the craziest thing. So, me and my wife are fortunate enough to have been able to work from home in our professions, like during the first heavy year of COVID, the first like heavy lockdown. We were able to work at home entirely. We drove almost nowhere. I mean, it was crazy. I should have went and got the cars changed, but I didn't. The oil. I should have went and got the oil changed, but I didn't, because we just didn't put on 3,000 miles in a year, which would normally happen twice a year at least. And so anyways, I'm getting off topic. To zip it all around, is the first time I got back in the car, when I was going somewhere, we have the Manumatic bullshit on the Mazdas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, dude. I wanted to rip that fucking thing down the road so hard, because also there's nobody out. Like, there's still nobody out. This is like my first time out. I'm like going to get diapers or something, but we have a buttload of diapers left over from the baby shower, right? So like,
yeah,
we just went months without having to leave the house still, even after having the baby. And then it was like, oh shit, we almost out. You better make a target run. I was like, fuck yeah. And I put that thing in Manumatic and I drove like a dickhead.
Just like, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get pulled over and you're just like, sir, do you know how fast you're going? Just like, is awesome fast? Like, is awesome an option? Where did you need to go driving like this? Like, I heard there was a sale on diapers at Target, and you gotta get there so you can get your size. You know what I'm saying? See if they're just like, totally get it, sir. Be on your way.
I get it. Sorry to interrupt.
Sorry to interrupt. Would you like a police escort? Diapers are important.
Oh, that'd be awesome. But so the real thing, I just wanted to bring that show up because it's super. I don't care what people say, you know, like, okay, you can write a reality show and whatever. So who cares? It was super fun. It was all fairly well staged, as I would say.
Well, like, even if you're writing a reality show where, like, car guys, like, we like cars.
Yeah.
So even if you're trying to like put in some bullshit script or whatever, if you still give me the car I'm trying to see, cool. You know? I guess it's like porn. Like, the
Yeah.
story's a little bit shitty, but I saw what I wanted to see, so
So, count it still. Yeah.
yeah.
No, that's exactly what it is. It's just like there's this souped up 93 Honda Civic versus this completely ridiculous chromed out Lamborghini.
Jesus.
And this guy's a fucking douche, doesn't know how to drive it. He's just got a bunch of money. And then the car guy driving the 93 souped up Civic whoops his ass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's
Mhm.
just how it goes.
Plus, it's yeah.
Yeah.
You have a drag car where this guy, like that Civic, that's his life.
Yeah.
He's out there tuning it, making sure everything's right, trying to get his shifting down. And the guy with the Lambo is like, I've raced people from stoplight to stoplight before.
Right. And
You're like,
one.
you are in a
You're
different ball game now, dude. this
Welcome to the
guy,
big leagues, motherfucker.
this guy knows exactly when to shift. Even if he beats you, he's gonna be pissed that it was like an eighth second slower than what he normally does.
Right,
like,
right, right.
yeah,
Exactly.
all your money's not gonna help you take off the line fast, you know?
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, dead on, dude. But so it's time for 2022s. That's just the time of the year. Like it's fall, so you start looking towards the 2022. Some are
Yep.
dropping, some are coming soon, blah blah blah.
Some of
But
them
the
have been out, man. There's no
what?
rhyme or reason to when they come out. I learned
Oh,
that when I was in the car business.
there we
They
go.
just drop when they drop.
What
Whatever the
the fuck?
manufacturer decides. Like there's no it's not like this is the time of year they all drop. Like there's
Really?
some that are dropping now, there's some that won't drop yet. It's super weird.
That is
Whatever,
weird, dude.
yeah, whatever the manufacturer decides is when you get them. And
Really?
there's certain ones like I sold the new Volkswagens. Certain models would come out before others. It wasn't like they all dropped at the same time.
Oh. So
Yeah,
it's like you would sell a Jetta 2022 Jetta. I'm just obviously using years. You're not in the car business anymore, but like
right.
you'd sell 2022 Jetta yesterday, but then
Yep.
you won't sell a Touareg or whatever they're called. You won't sell a 2022 of that until damn near January
Yeah.
because they didn't drop.
Right. Yep.
Oh shit!
Yep. Exact same thing with the Mazdas too, where it'll be like, all right, like the 20 when I was selling them, it was like the 2018 Mazda 6 is out. I will
Hmm.
have the 2018 Mazda 6 Turbo in a couple of months. Like not
Oh,
all of them came out at the same time. I don't have that one yet.
it makes sense when you think about how manufacturing works, but I assume they just fucking sat on them. Like they just sat out in the
Yeah.
parking lot
Right.
until they were ready to drop.
Yeah,
Like,
and until I got into car sales, I thought they all dropped because you go to like the auto show and they
right,
have all that new shit for you to look at, but those are all like potentially not prototypes because it's not like the only one made, but it's like not released to the public yet. Like all this stuff, these
right.
cars have
Yeah.
been made, but they haven't made it to the public. So you're at the auto show in the springtime seeing all these cars nobody else has seen yet.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah. And you frequent the auto show pretty regularly, yeah?
yeah, I love going to the auto shows. I just
And
like seeing the new cars, man. It's exciting.
well, can you explain the auto show? Because even like I'm not even just asking that as like a hey for the listener like content, because I've never been there. I
Mm.
know that it has a decent marketing budget because I do see it. I do understand that it comes to the Civic Center
Yep.
or the Excel Center. It gets a
Civic.
decent venue. It
Yeah,
is the Civic
Civic.
Center most
Yeah,
of the
it's
time. Yeah.
always been the Civic, yeah, that
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
been
okay.
to.
Yep. Yeah. And I remember that just from the marketing material.
Right.
Coming to the Civic Center, the new 20, whatever
Yep, they got a
2020 auto show.
jingle. Gotta go to the auto show.
Yeah. So to see their marketing budget is decent, but like,
Mhm.
what do you actually see when you're there? Because you send some things to me through text and stuff like that. Because I enjoy seeing them. But like,
Yeah.
what is it? What is it kind of in a
Oh,
broad scope? Because I could explain like E3 or Comic Con in
so
a broad stroke too.
broad scope is you can go there and basically see, for the most part, see all the new cars that they have in most of their lineups. So
So
that's
when
where
is the
I get
show then, for context?
a lot. I think it's in the spring. Like it's
Okay,
around the same time. I think it's a
almost like
little
during Ice Off.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit earlier than most of the sportsman shows. I think it's like the auto show, and then you start getting the sportsman shows because then they
Okay.
start talking about, here's the
Mhm.
new stuff for fishing.
Sure.
Like you said, the ice off.
Yep.
It's like that middle ground of like, now we don't have any permanent ice houses out, but we can't go spring fishing. Like,
Right.
you could go fishing, but why don't you just come in here where it's warm and check out the new fishing reels, buddy?
Check it. Yep.
Hey. but
Okay. Yep. For sure.
but so the auto show is a lot of the new stuff. And most of the new stuff you can go and sit in. So like,
Nice.
if you're looking at any of the new cars in whatever lineup, they have everybody there. Honda, Ford, Chevy, all of them, like all
Nice.
throughout their lineup. You get to see all their new stuff, which is super exciting to me. I just like to see stuff I've never seen before. So when I'm
Right.
seeing like the
Mhm.
brand new model, I'm like, oh shit. Or like the higher end version of that model where I actually get to go and like open up the doors and look at it, like touch it
Yeah,
all.
man.
Like, look at this. This is cool.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get
Mhm.
this anyplace else because I'm not going to go to the dealership and be like, can I sit in this? At best, I go
Right.
there on a Sunday when I know that there's not anybody there because in Minnesota, I don't know if it's the same for every place else. Minnesota, it's a state law that dealerships cannot be open. So on Sunday, you can go there and guaranteed you're not going to run into any salespeople.
Right.
You can just go browse the lot and not have a worry, except for
Yep.
sometimes me and my wife went to a dealership one time and the cops came over and they're like, we've been having a lot of issues with theft out here. What are your plans? And I'm like, I'm just looking at the fucking cars. Me and my wife are dressed pretty nice. Like we just went out to dinner and now we're like looking, this is before we had a
And
kid. Like,
right.
you think I
Yep.
wear a button up to come and fucking rob your
You think
dealership?
this button-up
Jeez.
khakis is trying to fucking break into this
Yeah.
2019,
Right. And I'm driving
Miata?
around in a decent car like that at that point. Like I'm driving in it was a
Right.
Kia Forte, but I bought that brand new. It was the only new car I've ever bought. And it was after like the Cash for Clunkers deal, but we were looking for something new.
Yeah.
So I'm driving
Yeah,
in a
it's a n it was a
relatively
it's
new
a nice
car.
priv it's a new car, and you're
Yeah.
looking at new cars, like, what do
Yeah.
they think?
It's whatever. But anyways, so
Anyways.
when you go to the auto show, you're looking at all those new cars. But what the big draw for me is you do have certain setups where people work for like customization areas where they're trying to sell like the
Oh,
aftermarket parts. So you've got like
really?
super dope tuned up
Hell
shit,
yeah.
but also you have like unattainable stuff that you're not even going to see at the dealership. This last year when we went there, they had two brand new Acura NSXs, and those are some of the
What?
most beautiful cars I've ever
2?
seen. The
2?
paint job on them, one was blue and one was red.
Oh my
And when I
god.
worked for Mazda, they had a super nice red. Don't get me wrong, they have a very nice red.
Mhm.
And they were talking about how like the boss, I can't remember his name right now, but he was like, I want to make the most beautiful red in the world. And that's how we came up with this paint job. And I know you're paying a premium when you get that Acura NSX, but all I could think of when I saw that red NSX
Mhm.
was just like, well, Mazda, you didn't pull it off because look at that red. Jesus, that thing is just gorgeous. There was so much depth
Oh
to the
my
paint,
god.
I can't even describe it. Both the red
Really?
and the blue were like, these cars are amazing, and I couldn't get over how good that paint looked.
Paint
Just
job
like,
was because even
ugh.
physically, the new NSX is absolutely a work of art. I mean,
So
that
stunning.
car's presence in just the physical world,
Oh,
if it was just a blank slate of aluminum or whatever the fuck it's made out of, if it was gray, flat gray, that
yeah.
car would look gorgeous.
I saw one in the wild and started pumping my fist and wooing. I was like, ooh, ooh. That dude probably thought it was just like, I'm
Hell yeah,
surprised they
dude.
let that guy drive a truck. You guys, oof, Jesus.
Whoa. Well, what just happened there?
Yeah, what was that? That guy.
I don't
But
think he's making
I
great
get like
decisions.
that around cars, and then sometimes I say the dumbest shit because I'm so into the car, and then like the owner comes by, and I just like, whoops. It doesn't happen all the time. I sent you the picture. I saw a McLaren. after
Yep.
me and my wife went to one of the Vikings preseason games, and there was a
Yeah.
McLaren, and they went and parked it. And
Mhm.
I'm like, I gotta go look at this car closer. Like, who,
Mhm.
what? That's like
Oh,
the
yeah.
fourth McLaren I've ever seen in real life.
You're right.
So I had to walk up to it, and I'm looking at it and stuff. And as I'm looking at it, I'm just like, I took a couple of pictures real quick, but then I put my phone back in my pocket and I'm just staring at it. Everybody that walks by looks at it, and then they're just like, "Is this yours?" And I'm just like, "No, man, I don't even think I would fit in this thing." This is just like, look how low it is to the ground. But I just thought that
Like
side note, I probably would fit in a McLaren because Tom Segura gets to drive McLarens because he
Oh.
likes cars and McLaren knows about it, and they
Oh,
let
nice.
him drive it, and he looks like he has plenty of room, and
Okay.
he's deceivingly like 6 foot, and I'm
Yeah.
6'2", so I think I would fit in those. But like a
Sure.
Mazda Miata, nah.
No.
I
The
drive,
Mazda
I've
Miata
driven.
Speed? There's no way Tim's driving that car.
I
It's
have
just not
driven,
happening.
right. I've driven Mazda Miatas, but only the convertibles. I can't do the top down. I gotta have some room for my head. Like,
Otherwise, you just bump into it.
yeah.
Just crooked neck. You have the
hmm
Harry and the Hendersons that shit.
That's one thing. That's one thing that's nice about the auto shows too, is I get to sit in a lot of them.
Yeah, I know. When you said that, my
Yeah,
mind was fucking like, for anybody
yeah,
with the video version, you could see me just go like, "What?"
right. Yeah, Miata. I've sat in a Honda S2000.
Nice.
Sadly, sat in a Jaguar, whatever their sports car is, I forget, because theirs is all like XJ8,
Yeah.
like stuff like that.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
forget
it
what
has
it,
a combination of letters and numbers, so you
those
know you
ones,
never remember.
no fucking chance. Those cars, those three for sure. I know off the top of my head. I sat in a manual transmission Honda S2000, and the seat and the steering wheel, it was a manual, so you'd have to work the clutch. I couldn't move my legs because the steering wheel was pinning my legs down. Like,
Oh
no
my
chance. I could
god,
never
dude.
drive this because I cannot move my legs.
Those Japanese cars, those smaller Japanese cars definitely have that problem
Yeah.
because even for me, who's someone well under 6 foot, I I can't fit in the Mazda 3 with
Oh
the
yeah.
baby behind me.
Oh right. Yeah. No, the back seat. When you put the seat
Mhm.
in there, those seats take up a lot of space, though. I
Dude.
mean, my wife's
Okay, yeah,
car
you're
is
right.
a
You're
yeah.
yeah, but still,
My
it's
wife's
like
car is
I'm
a
jammed
Ford.
in there.
Yeah, she's got a Ford Fusion, and when it was the, it gets a little bit better when you get to go to the forward facing, but when it's the rear facing seat, like
Right.
my wife's car is considered a midsize. So
For
the
sure.
Mazda 3 is compact,
It's compact. Mhm.
Fusion is midsize. There's still like no room behind that seat.
Okay, so
So
I'm not alone. I mean,
no,
as an
and
average sized
yeah,
American man, I'm definitely right there.
yeah, right. Those baby seats are just fucking big,
They're
man.
just
They
big.
take up a lot of space. But the car shows, you get all that new stuff. You get to know, like, the sad part was that Jaguar. Oh, I love the way they look so much.
Yeah, Jake is killing it.
I'm such a fan of the new Jaguar stuff.
Mhm. Ever since
I
they left
saw
Ford, dude, they've been fucking lighting it up
yeah, I
again.
saw what I'm guessing to be um do you got any points you want to make? I gotta Google something real quick.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, actually,
Okay.
I have quite a few points, but I don't wanna get
Okay.
into it too far. What I will say is we're definitely gonna touch on the Hummer because Hummer's first new vehicle in forever is coming out this
Oh fuck yeah.
it's gonna be a 2022. And the whole reason why this got brought up, and we will go down further, the whole reason why I wanted to bring this topic up was because Sony announced GT7 and they showed
Yes.
PS5 footage and it blew my fucking mind, dude. Every single time that game comes out, I'm just like, how could it get any better? And they fucking do it, man. And
Dude,
they do it. It's
I
so crazy. So I don't want to get on that yet unless you're
yeah.
ready. I want to go back to your topic,
Okay.
but that
Yeah.
was how this all started, and I did want to kick it off that way, but we had a natural flow going on.
Right, right.
So let's jump back
So
to what you were saying.
so the XJ series Jaguar. I
Yes.
just googled this. A visual history of the Jaguar XJ's 50 years of elegance.
Wow.
I
Nice.
had no idea, but I legit saw. I just put in 1960 because I guess that's when it was. I saw a
Mhm.
1960s XJ12, I believe.
At the show?
No, today.
Oh.
I
What?
was super pumped. I literally was like, made my fucking day. Just like
No
driving. I
way,
just
dude.
love seeing cars that are out of the ordinary. And I saw that. I knew it was a Jag, but from a distance, I'm like, that's way older than I've ever seen, like
No
currently or like
way.
recently. I don't remember seeing one. And then when I got past it, I looked in the mirror and I could see the grill was
Yep.
completely different than what I'm used to. Like it didn't have the Jaguar symbol or nothing from like
What?
that I'm used to. And I'm just like, that one was like from the 60s, I bet. So I
Really?
just Googled it and it says that it was initially intended to be Jaguar's sole sedan offering, replacing the array of four-doors that company had offered throughout the 60s, from the Mark II to the S-Type and the 420. But the first generation XJ was revolutionary for its time. And that's what I saw today. It went from
Wow.
1968 to 1973, and for
No
sure,
way.
that's the car I saw today. And it
Holy
had a
shit.
V12 engine in it.
Yeah, it did. Yes, it
Yeah.
did.
Claimed a top speed of 124 miles an hour. Dude,
Dude,
is
in the 70s? Are you
okay,
fucking
hold on a
kidding me?
second.
Are you kidding me?
But the power plant isn't ready in time. Oh, so okay, wait, listen to this.
Oh, okay.
Tied the
Twist.
development to the new model, wants the series to be powered by a V12 engine, but the power plant isn't ready in time, so the car debuts as an XJ6 with a 4.2 liter inline six. But
Oh.
dude, I for sure saw it said 12. So I did see
Oh.
the 12 cylinder one.
So you
That
saw the
makes it even
later,
better. I'm
but
so
that makes it better.
you just
Yes,
witnessed
it
me
does.
get more excited about the car I saw today. Yes.
Yes. That is a
Hells
live
yeah.
reaction.
Oh, for sure. XJ12. Okay, so it was from
Yes.
1971 to 1973.
Okay,
After
so
a
you saw
brief
70s.
delay, the V12 eventually makes its way
Thank
into
you,
the
thank you.
Series
Because you
I
said early
XJ. So it's the
70s.
same car, but I saw the 12 cylinder version
Yep.
that has a top speed of 147 miles an hour.
47?
147 miles an hour.
Oh my
That is
god.
fast as hell for a
That's so
71. A
fucking fast
four-door
in that time.
sedan that could do that?
150-mile-an-hour sedan. I knew that Jag was keeping I because when I started getting into cars, was Need for Speed 2 on the PS1 is when I started to right, dude?
I can't. I'm so excited right now. I'm just so happy about what I witnessed. Sorry. I
Yes.
was totally
No,
listening to
I
you, but I
know,
had
I
to
know,
punch
I
my own
know. I'm
hand.
I'm so I'm so jacked for you too. I can't believe that you actually saw the V12 version, which was a delay in the production. Oh my
Yes,
god.
just learned about that now.
You see the craziest
Man,
fucking cars,
cars.
dude. So
Dude,
awesome.
I get a lot of cool ones in my
You really do.
route. I'll tell you right now. There was one. I don't think I've ever said this on the podcast before. There was one house that I went to on a private drive where I was driving up, and from a distance, I could see that there was a Lamborghini in the garage, and I'm like, "Oh shit!
Oh
Look at this!"
shit.
I'm driving up, looking at the Lamborghini, and once I get far enough, the angle that I was looking at, I could only see the one car. Once I got close enough, parked next to it, a fucking McLaren.
Oh
Like,
my
what in the
god.
shit? What do you people do for a living? I'm
Oh
excited about your Lamborghini,
my
and that's your cheap car in your garage? And
god.
then I look next to it. So you got that McLaren. So this was a private drive, so it's only a one-way deal. So I go down, or
Oh,
not a
okay.
one-way deal, but it's like a cul-de-sac. So I go
Yeah.
down, do my delivery. I have to come back. As I'm coming back, I can now see into the third stall of the garage, which was closed, but I can see into it
But
from
you
my
can see
angle now.
sure.
A fucking Rolls Royce Phantom, dude. That's their daily driver. You have a Lamborghini, a McLaren, and a Rolls Royce Phantom in this garage. That is easily $2 million worth of cars in your
Just
three-stall
cars.
garage.
Just cars.
And I'm just like,
What the fuck,
your
dude?
daily driver is a Rolls Royce.
Is a Phantom?
Because it's
What
basically
the
an
fuck?
SUV. It's all wheel drive. Like, It's gonna go wherever you need. So I guess
Yeah,
if you
and
got
it's
the
heavy
money,
as shit,
whatever.
so it
That's
doesn't
a
have problems in the snow.
yeah. Those other two cars you're not driving in the snow.
They're not driving in the wintertime.
And the McLaren for sure. Maybe the Lamborghini you could pull off.
Eh,
I don't know.
maybe.
What's the traction control like on those things, man?
Right.
You have no ride height
What is
whatsoever.
the
You're
computer right, yeah, because 'cause you're gonna get stuck if the road's not plowed, you're
oh,
fucked.
dude, you got like inches. You're basically a snowplow.
Literally.
Your
Yeah.
car itself is a snowplow.
That air dam on the front is a snowplow.
Right. I should pay attention to that car when it comes to winter. Those cars probably disappear. And they probably got like the sickest like Ford Raptors and shit, like just
Y
like
right, yeah, they probably
ultimate
move
winter
those cars out to
machines.
an
You're like,
external garage and
damn.
then bring some new shit in. Hell yeah, dude, you should pay
Right.
attention. Yeah.
I should.
Probably some super dope shit in there.
Right.
Coulda come out with a just some kind of Range Rover you ain't never seen before. What the
Right.
fuck is
Right.
that?
Right. Just like, oh man, okay. So I know we should talk about that game now because I love both of us love video games. I love cars.
Yeah.
Gran Turismo is awesome. That last one I thought was a flop.
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
was
you
like
talked about
main
that
it
for a
was
hot minute on one of the
yeah,
video
it
game
was
podcasts, and
mainly
you were
like
just like,
online and it just wasn't like anything that they had before. The beauty of their shit is to be able to buy the used cars and stuff. But
right.
I gotta
Yeah.
say before we get off this too far, because I just saw it this morning. So I saw two things this today. That Jaguar, and also, did you know that Hyundai has a truck now?
Whoa!
It's the
No,
same. Yeah,
like a
it's
pickup.
this. Well, kind of. It's the
What?
Santa Fe.
Really?
Yeah, it's
The
the
Santa Fe was the Hyundai Santa Fe used to be a small SUV.
so it still is. Oh, Santa Cruz. Okay, that's what it is.
Oh, Santa Cruz,
The
Santa Fe,
Hyundai, the
Santa Cruz.
2022 Hyundai. See, this is what I'm talking about.
Oh
The
shit,
20.
dude!
I saw one today, and it's a 2022.
It is this is new.
Yep,
That's a new 20. Perfect for this conversation.
yes,
And
brand new.
have you seen the new Jeeps? The new Jeep. I don't even know what it's called, but they're
Cherokee,
four-door.
the new Grand Jeep Cherokee. You're talking about like the bigger looking ones.
The four-door Jeep with the truck bed in the back. I
A
can
lot of
hear that.
yeah, they're getting
Yeah,
closer. Was that fire truck? Merp, merp. I thought I heard
I
the
don't
merp
know.
merps.
But the sirens are on our end if
Oh
you're
man,
listening to
that was
this
a
in the car.
car.
Taking that from kind of
He
funny.
hit it. I could hear it.
You could hear
Yeah, he
oh,
punched it. That was like Explorer probably.
oh, yep.
Anyways,
Again, on cars, we can tell. We
yes,
can tell what the cop car is by the
yep,
sound. Yep,
yep.
I'm with you. Okay, holy shit. So this thing is a four-door little pickup. It's almost like it's a
Oh,
very modern
oh.
Baron.
I've seen Jeep pickup trucks, but this is a different new one.
No, these Jeep pickup trucks are on the road, dude.
Oh yeah, I've seen. Okay, yeah, I've seen them.
They're like Wrangler pickups. I don't know what they're called, but
Yes.
this is Hyundai's version of it, which is sleek
Is it a
and
Commander?
it's probably a Commander. Yeah, I would bet. I would guess that's what it is.
Okay.
But anyways, I that Hyundai Santa Cruz. You seen
No,
that thing?
that's not it.
No, it's not a Commander.
Yes, I did. No, that's the old
It's like a
bigger
LeBaron.
Jeep.
Yeah, it's like right. Isn't that what they were called? LeBarons. Isn't that what Sam had?
No, a LeBaron is a. That's what McCleary had. That's a different kid we went to school with. The LeBaron is like the two-door little car. Remember he had that
Yeah,
two-door
I know. That's
convertible
a
with he had the
the
issue with the
convertible.
turbo.
The
He had the
convertible.
issue with the turbo that was robbing it from the intake, so it was like a anti-turbo. So instead of boosting the power, it was drawing the power, and we counted one time. Its 0 to 60 time was like 47 seconds. A Gladiator, a Jeep Gladiator is the
There we
truck.
go. Thank you. Yeah. So this is like Hyundai's version. This is like the Korean version. It's all sleek and lower to the ground, and it's got a little bed, and it looks super nice, dude. I'm very surprised. I wouldn't buy one, but that's a 2022,
Okay,
right? You
the
said it was a
Jeep.
2022. No, the
Oh, the
Hyundai.
Hyundai. Yes, the Hyundai. Well, I wouldn't buy one of those either. Like I have a pickup truck, but to do truck stuff, like the only thing I could think of is like, why would you want a truck bed without the towing capacity
Right.
of a truck? But I
Right.
guess I don't know what that
How many
Hyundai
bookshelves you need?
truck. Yeah.
How many bookshelves are you dealing with?
Well,
Well,
it's not a very big bed either. I looked at it when I walked past it, and it's like it's sporty.
right.
It looks cool, but it says it can tow 3,500 to 5,000 pounds. So with the right equipment, 5,000 pounds, that's a decent boat, I guess.
That's that's a good
You'd
pull.
you'd be able to haul something, but like the bed of the truck being so small is like, I just picture like old people that like to garden a lot. Just like,
Yeah.
I can put
Yeah.
stuff that'll get dirty in the back and I don't have to worry about it. You know, but eh,
So yeah, that's actually a really good transition into the I wanted to talk about the Hummer because the new Hummer's coming out, the Hummer EV.
yeah.
You seen
Oh
this
yeah.
thing?
It's
Dude.
electric, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
2022. So they're supposed to be dropping soon, dude. 3 engines, 1,000 horsepower. I looked this up on Car and Driver quick. 3 engines, 1,000 horsepower, 11,500 foot-pounds of torque. 11,500
11.
foot-pounds of torque. What is
What?
that thing made to do? Just rip things in half?
Tow a house. Whatever you want. 11,000 pounds of torque.
I'm reading this off of Car and Driver's website right now. GM is also
Jeepers
quoting a
creepers.
dubious 11,500 lb-ft torque figure. Electric engines are so fucking crazy.
Dude, they are torque masters. 1,000 horsepower.
The real
And
torque number will be between 1,000 and 1,100 foot-pounds, it says, as you go down a little bit
oh, so
further.
that's like the concept. That happens a lot. That's
Yeah.
like when the Stingray first came out, I saw a Stingray. This is another reason I like auto shows. I saw a Stingray at an auto show that was
Are you
not
talking
like
about a Corvette?
a Corvette. Yes, sorry. A
Okay.
Chevy Corvette Stingray when they first came out with like the new body style Corvette after whatever, not the newest body style, not the body
Mhm.
style that it is now. It was
Not
like
now. Yep.
not the one before that, like the very first version of that was the Stingray. They brought the Stingray back, and it had a Stingray symbol on it, and it was slightly different than any Corvettes I saw on the road.
Oh, really?
Yep, and I've seen ones out there where the shell is like what they're thinking about making, but the interior is like something out of a spaceship. Like,
What
no
the
way in
fuck?
hell it's ever gonna actually look like that because it's a concept
Ah,
version of what's about to come out. So
you
what you
seen this
get
at the
that
auto
comes,
show?
yeah, yeah. So I've
Oh,
seen a
fuck
couple of
yeah.
those before where you see what those aren't ones you get to sit in. Those are ones that are like
Right.
on a nice little platform that they made for it. And
Yep.
it's completely different than
Roped
something you'll
off and
ever
shit.
see in real life. So that
Right.
stuff is always cool to me where I'm just like, I saw a car you guys are never gonna see. And
Right.
it like
I love
that
that too.
just it's not like where I'm just like, I got to see something you didn't. I'm just like, I saw something that you
Right.
won't get to.
Yeah.
And that's exciting to me knowing that I saw something that a lot of people that it just doesn't exist.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
so
like, it's not
I'm
gonna
one of
just
the
it's never going to be a mass
yes.
thing.
Where
Like, you're in on an exclusive
yes,
preview.
exactly. I should say it more like that. Like, I saw something that was not released to the public,
Right.
and
Yep.
that's cool to me.
Yeah. No, I think that's super fucking cool. That's
Yeah.
so cool. And that's actually a great transition into Gran Turismo because I kn back in the day when I used to play it pretty heavily on the PS2, there were concept cars, and there
Yeah.
were I didn't see any in this new trailer that just dropped here last week. I'm not saying that that doesn't mean there's not going to be any, but there are gonna be a fuckload of cars, dude. That is for sure. A lot of cars because they were showing supercars, they were current supercars, they were showing concept cars for sure. They They were showing concept cars for sure, but I don't know how many there are because there's always been the 1 or 2, but
Yeah,
I don't know how many there are. So that's why I said, like, you know, I don't know how many there are gonna be. They didn't really show that many. It was
yeah,
almost, from what I remember, it was just the tail lights that made me go, "That's not a real car."
right.
And then
I watched the trailer, so
okay.
I did see some stuff in there,
Oh, yeah,
and
you're gonna be
they
way better at identifying them, but the thing that stood out for me before I stopped, those fucking Jeeps, dude.
yeah, dude, super old like army jeeps,
Old
just
army Jeeps from, like, what? That must have been, like, '60s or '40s or some shit. Like, I know that's a big gap, but,
yeah.
like
They were a little bit bigger than what I'm used to seeing. I was gonna say like they look old enough to be from like World War II, but I think
right,
those Jeeps were little. And
right.
these ones look like full size four doors, so it's really hard to say exactly when those were from. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's exactly why I had that big gap because I was thinking, "Are they Vietnam ones or are they," and
Yeah, it
this is
could be
American, you
because
know,
they're
this is
definitely
Americans trying to put it in context here with
right.
put it between our wars. Uh, was it a Vietnam or was it a World War II? I
Well,
don't know. It
they're
was
like they're
but
like army green,
they were
and they
definitely
didn't
old
have any
American
doors on them.
Army
So
green.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're definitely army. So that's why I think we're both like, which war
Right.
are we looking at here?
Right,
And
right. It
and
was
then
fucking cool.
there's just like, remember that war when all those people had to storm the beaches in Normandy? You're just like, yeah, it was a bad time. They're just like, how about we race those fucking jeeps, boy? How about we race those fucking
Let's
jeeps?
fucking race up. It was so sick though, like, they had the Stig basically in there. Did you see the driver inside the Jeep? It just was like
Yeah,
a white fire suit person, like, that was
right,
it. I
right,
was
yeah,
just like,
because
"Oh my god, did they
they're
get the
the race.
BBC's permission for that?"
Right, they're like the race driver. Like
Yeah.
you always have your driver because there was that other weird shit with that last one where you were like able to be like the pit crew, like not the pit
Oh,
crew, but
I
you were like the
never did that.
manager. You could let them race for you. You're like the guy
Oh,
that's just like, all
huh.
right, yeah, you're gonna have to come in for tires or whatever. You're just like, this is the
That was in
most,
Gran Turismo?
yeah, this is the most boring thing I ever. Like, why am I letting somebody else
Yeah.
race?
No,
I
I'm
bought
not
this
into
game because
those
I want to
management simulators
race.
like that.
No, I hate that shit, especially racing.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to drive, and there's like multiple camera angles, so you're kind of watching a race, but you also know
Right.
it's not real.
Yeah.
You know, like I get it if that's your sport and you like to cheer on your favorite race car driver, but when you're watching something that's fake, just to be like, hey, next lap, we're gonna have to come in for new tires, I think, maybe, or whatever.
Yeah. It's,
I'm just like, no way.
it's not
Hey,
for me.
I gotta
Yeah.
tell you something. Like in the middle of your story last time, or that last thing, Patreon listeners watch me go because I read something here. The new Hummer is reported to weigh 800 pounds more than the dually Chevy Silverado with four-wheel drive.
Oh my god.
It's reported to weigh more than the big truck. The dually, dude. It's
The
reported to weigh more than the
dually.
dually.
Holy shit. Oh my god. Hey,
Yeah.
coiled up copper is not light.
No, uh-uh.
That's all there is to
No,
it.
3 motors? Yeah, I suppose those are pretty heavy. Plus, you
Yeah.
gotta have batteries to power those
Right.
things.
Yep. It'll be able to tow the shit out of something. I just don't know how far and for how
Yeah,
long.
I
It's gonna be
guess,
sick. I'm super
they
excited to
needed that
see it,
much
so
torque to move itself. No, it's not that bad. 800 pounds more than a dually. That's not
right.
that big of a deal.
It's not super bad,
But
but
that's a
yeah,
lot of weight for
that's
not a dually.
for not a that yeah, the truck's not that big. I mean, you look
Right.
at it and it's not huge. It's definitely
No.
not huge. That's crazy though.
Right.
Good antidote. Um, I wonder if we'll see it in GT7. Seriously, I'm not even kidding when I say
Dude,
that
I
because
don't
you
know.
remember
I
when they
saw
added
some.
trucks?
Yeah. Mhm.
And so I don't even know if they've done that recently or what, but like all
I
I
don't
know is
know.
everything I saw in that trailer, I was like, I think this is GT getting back to GT.
I really hope so because I didn't like the whole like keep they almost turned it into like a cell phone game.
Oh,
Like, you
no.
get a you get a daily bonus, keep logging in, and every time
Oh,
you sign
gross,
in
dude,
yeah,
gross.
it was like every time you sign in, you'll get a new car, which is like,
Ick.
that's cool, but the whole point, the whole like, I like unlocking stuff. I
Right.
like beating these races to unlock this car. I like earning my cars,
Yeah.
but not earning them by just signing in the next day.
Right.
Like, "Don't forget
Ugh,
to sign in tomorrow for your new car." Like, I gotta go sign in quick. Like, it's almost just like a it becomes
chore.
at that point yes, exactly.
It's a
"Well, I don't
fucking
wanna
chore.
miss out on my car, so
Right,
you
so I
guys
guess
got
I'm
a
gonna
second? I
go
gotta go log in real quick, and then we can go out to
let's just
wherever
see.
you wanna go, so you should."
Fuck.
And then you unlock the car, and you're just and they were way too good. You're
The
I mean,
cars that unlocked?
you used to have to work hard to get a nice car.
Well,
If
that was
they
the
were gonna
best
do that
part, dude. You went from your
yes,
used Honda Civic until you worked your way up until the fucking, Z
exactly,
so you got
yes,
the R24 that you
I
wanted with
yes,
all-wheel drive.
I was a Prelude man myself. I went with the Honda Prelude,
Oh, okay.
and then you get enough money, you go with the Mitsubishi 3000 GT that was
Oh, yeah.
a
Oh, yeah.
six-cylinder twin turbo that for
Got
whatever reason you could soup it up to like 1,000 horsepower, and
it can
that thing
handle
was just like running just it was
it's amazing.
ridiculous. You
It
just
was
keep putting your
amazing.
money in, and then you're just whooping everything, and that's how you're unlocking stuff because you're like, "I souped the shit out this car, and now I'm beating cars way better than mine." And then in this last Gran Turismo, it's just like, "Day 4, here's a supercar," and you're like, "What the
What
shit?"
the
I
fuck?
Yeah, because it makes you, like, appreciate it too, where other people come over and they're
Right,
just like, "I've been doing
right,
this, like, what kind of cars you got?" I'm just like, "Look at this garage, bro."
right. Yep.
And instead, in theirs, they're just like, "Oh, I think I logged in yesterday, so I got the
Right.
newest, coolest shit."
Right.
Right. Just
Just
oh,
ridiculous.
but I
It's
saw in the very beginning, I don't know if it's a real car that exists, but I got super excited because back in the day there was this
Mhm.
very famous, super awesome Porsche like Gran Turismo. It was like a Formula I don't know
Uh,
if it's a Formula 1 car or whatever, but
right.
that's what they basically opened the trailer
I
with,
think
but
it's
it's
like
a
a 24-hour Le Mans car. I think it's Le Mans.
yes,
Mhm.
that's what it is because
Yeah.
it's in the same ballpark as the Mazda 787B,
Yep.
which
Yeah,
is the
I think that's what it
four-rotor
is.
that sounds so dope, but, um, that Porsche has, like, new headlights and taillights like you were talking about, where I'm just like, "It looks like the old one, but that's
Oh,
definitely new."
shit.
Yeah,
No
dude.
way,
I know, I
dude.
was
Oh
super
my
excited
god.
to see that because I love those kind of cars,
Uh-huh,
especially in
me
that
too.
game when you have them just ridiculously fast.
Yep, yep,
Oh,
and you bring
man.
them into their certain class, and it's just
Yeah.
like, you bring them into their class, and you just
Oh,
race
yeah.
that car, and it
S
feels good to
right.
drive. It feels
Side
good to
note, I can't remember exactly what car it was, but there is a RX-7, like a '96 RX-7.
Mhm.
It's it has a four-rotor. It was all tuned up. This guy's car is absolutely ridiculous. I just saw it on the internet because I was trying to show my wife how that car sounds like no other car. Like, this
Mhm.
car does not sound like anything else. Like, if I ever heard one of those, I would shit my pants in real life. I've heard rotary engines, but when you see, like, a
Right,
regular RX-7, that's a two-rotor.
right.
And if you guys don't know about rotors, go Google that stuff because
It'll blow your fucking mind.
it doesn't have pistons. It's like a
Mm,
rounded triangle inside of an oval. If that
yep.
doesn't make sense, I can't we don't have time to explain it any better.
Nope,
It's nuts.
we don't. Yep, it's crazy.
And instead of having two, it's like having two motors in one housing. And
Yeah,
that's what that
yeah.
787B is. But I told you about
Oh
this
my god.
that YouTube video that I saw because that guy's four rotor was what they used, I believe, in Forza. They used his audio for the 787B because they couldn't get a hold of the actual 787B to use that
No
audio.
way,
So they
dude.
used that car's noise.
No way.
Yeah, dude, isn't that
You know the
cool?
GT guys hit him up too. That is
Oh, I'm
so
sure.
sick, dude. That is
Yeah.
so sick.
Yep.
Oh my god. I
Right.
love it.
And if you guys
That's the
don't know
other thing I
about
love about
Le
that game,
Mans
it's
cars,
retention
go and check those out because they're like a weird like
fusion.
rectangle mixed with a pill. I don't know how to explain.
I don't know. I don't know how to explain it either because there's so many different ones. Like some are
Yeah,
open cockpit, some are closed. Like it's weird. It's crazy. Um,
I think the Le Mans cars are all. I think it's Formula One that looks like an Indy car, but they're so much more dope than an Indy car.
yes, for sure. I actually am been following Indy because it's on Netflix. There's like a documentary series
Oh,
on
okay.
Netflix.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so they look like Indy cars, but they're not. They're souped up more. There's more different regulations. They're actually trying to push. Anyways,
Yeah. Well,
let's not get into that.
and I
It's time to
think
wrap up cars. But
isn't
what's
it
going on?
isn't well, I was just gonna say, isn't Formula One that's like all the high end stuff too, isn't it?
Yes.
They look like Indy cars, except for Formula Ones are like Ferraris and Porsches and Mercedes and all
Yes, it's
those.
all the Europeans are going
Yes.
balls to the
Yeah.
wall. Yep,
Right.
pushing their engineering. I think they have to
Yes.
destroy their car every year and rebuild it.
Oh, I think most of those cars, there's so much crazy stuff. Those ridiculously high performance cars are just off the walls.
Yeah,
Like
it's absolutely nuts.
the top fuel dragsters, like uh,
Oh,
they they
yeah.
almost immediately destroy the spark plugs and run off of pure compression in the like 3 seconds that they're going
The
down the
spark plugs
drag
are
strip.
literally to turn the engine on and nothing
Yeah,
else.
they have to like rebuild that. They have to rebuild parts of that motor like every time it does a quarter mile drag strip. They have to bolt
Yeah,
the back tires to the rim because there's
yep.
no way in hell the tire would
Otherwise,
hold
it'll
by
just rip them
itself.
apart. I
If
know.
you didn't know it, your street car, even the supercars on the road, none of those have their tires bolted onto the the
Nope,
rim.
nope.
No. Watch
Just screwed
go
on, basically.
go YouTube a video of a top fuel dragster's tire in slow motion. Blow your goddamn mind.
It'll blow your mind. All right, man. Well, I don't think we're gonna have PS5s come March, but this is coming out on PS4, so maybe we'll still play it. Who
I'm not
knows?
buying it on PS4.
I'm not buying on PS4. Fuck that,
I
dude.
saw that
All
trailer.
that footage
I'd go buy a PS5 just for this game.
just for that game. Fuck yeah. All right, man. I think that's gonna be it. Let's wrap up here with follow us REELAF TV everywhere you find us. Just search all of those letters in combination on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on the internet. We are there. Tell your friends, hey, just go find them on your podcast feed. And if you have that friend that's listening to the RSS feed only, tell them, fuck you, nobody does that anymore, you weirdo.
Yeah, come on, man. What the hell? You got the people that are just like www. Just be like, you don't need to do that anymore.
What are you living in the fucking 90s? Stop doing that. Just go to realaf.tv
Yeah, just do it already,
and find the big old Patreon symbol and support us. We're
please,
getting better.
please.
Please. Find us on YouTube. I'm just fading out now.
TIA.